the biggest mistakes that you are probably making running your OnlyFans management agency. Now, today I'm gonna go over 5 different mistakes that you are most likely making. And how do I know that you're most likely making this? So, over the span of like about a week, maybe a week or two, I've had a lot of consultations and a lot of meetings with a ton of different agencies. And we've been just kind of going over, and there are people like you, people that are scheduling meeting through my, through my website. And normally I don't take on any of those meetings because, I'm a very busy person, but I did decide to pick up some of those meetings and talk to you guys and try and help, as much as I can. Now, what I noticed was instead of having a ton of the same meetings, I could just make a YouTube video about all of the mistakes that you are probably making because everybody is making the same mistake. And so that's what we're going to go on about today. So if you do end up enjoying, drop a like, drop a sub, turn on post notifications. My Discord is in the description down below if you want to join that. I'm just trying to build like a little bit of a community. If it's something you're interested in, whatever. But let's go ahead and let's get into this video. The first mistake that I'm seeing everybody make is their outreach. Now, your outreach is going to be directly correlated with your branding. If you do not have a solid brand that influences people or gives them the emotions of maybe fear of missing out to actually want to be a part of your agency, then chances are they're not going to want to be a part of your agency and your outreach is going to be harder. Now, there is no perfect or best possible way for outreach, but what there are there direct, just very simple variables that if you do, you will have a much easier time becoming established and having the ability to have more models. Now, I'm in a position where we have pretty much unlimited models. How did we do this? And how do other professional agencies out there do this? Now, one thing you need to understand, there are agencies out there that are managing upwards of 350 girls all to themselves. Now, what does that tell other models? That tells other models that if 350 models are happy with this agency and they are getting rewards and they are being, cared for, then that model is going to want to be a part of that. So you need to give yourself a very solid brand. You need to have a solid page on Instagram, a solid page on Twitter, and maybe even a Reddit. And these pages, this is where your agency's foundation is going to be placed. Whether you're buying followers on the account or not, you need to be posting pictures of your current models on it, making the Instagram look established, professional. And if that means paying someone on Fiverr to run the account or do the graphic design or do whatever you need, then it may be something that you need to do because, like I said, there's no best way for outreach, right? You could send out a ton of Instagram DMs, or you could send out a ton of Twitter DMs, or you could, join Telegram groups or this and that. But what I am telling you now is if you want models to come to you instead of you going to them, then you need to give them a reason to come to you. And so there's a few ways you can do that. One, your branding. If you are sending out little gift bags or gift boxes that has your company's name branded on top of the box, they open it once a month. It has like some, bikinis or underwear or bras or whatever, and has your logo on it. You have them take a picture and post that on their story. Guess what? That's free promotion. Now, on top of that, another thing that you can do is you can simply just be good at what you do. If you are good and you're actually able to drive results, then guess what? They're going to tell their friends about how good you are. Word of mouth is the best form of outreach in this day and age, right? Nobody checks their email. Nobody checks their social media direct messages. Nobody checks any form of social media for your outreach. But what they do here is their friend telling them how good of an agency you really are, and that is a very good reason for them to want to come to work with you. It is as simple as that. Have good branding and be good at what you do. It is simple. It is very simple, and you will start to see tons and tons and tons of clients that are wanting to work with you. Now, there are tons of ways that you can go about this and get creative, be unique, and have fun with it because it's not a stressful thing. The better you are and the more creative at branding you are, the more likely people are going to want to work with you. The second mistake that I see people falling into is fake marketing strategies. On YouTube, if you just type in OnlyFans Management or OnlyFans Agency, which is probably where you found my YouTube channel, you are going to be bombarded with hundreds, if not thousands of videos on how to actually market your models. Now, while this is great because there's a lot of help out there, which ones are legit? Which ones are fake? And this is where you have to be the person to understand that there is no best marketing tactic. There are a ton of different marketing acquisitions out there, and it's for you to identify which one that you want to work on the best, because the best agencies in the world, they go together and they come together and they meet and they value swap. They swap all of the different tactics that they use. One agency is strictly TikTok repurposing for shorts. One agency is strictly Reddit and scraping. One agency is strictly Twitter. One agency is Instagram, right? So there are so many different marketing acquisitions that all of these agencies use, and none of them are the best. All of them are able to drive results. Some even use Bumble. Some even use Tinder, right? So it's not about which one is the best. It's about which one you are willing to perfect. If you never perfect one marketing acquisition, you are never going to be able to drive exceptional results. Now, what you can do is you can just be consistent. If you are consistent on a multitude of platforms, let's say Instagram and Twitter, then you can start to drive results. But you're never ever going to be able to drive exceptional results unless you actually get perfect at the marketing acquisition that you are doing. So quit worrying about trying to market on Instagram, Twitter, and Bumble, and Tinder, and all of these social media platforms, and focus on one, perfect it, and that's where the results are going to come from. Be consistent, continue to learn, adapt. Now, let's go ahead and let's get into our third biggest mistake that I see you guys using. Models don't only leave agencies because results are bad. Models also leave agencies because there is zero transparency. And that is the third mistake that I see every single agency making. There is absolutely zero transparency going between the agency and the model. Now, with our agency, we have a 1 week basis where we are actually contacting the model via Zoom. We're having a meeting with them, discussing all the things that we've done, discussing their results, going over, just talking to them and building a personable relationship between the two. Because if there is no personable relationship, but there's results, they're going to go find an agency where they can have a personable relationship and have results. Now, let's say your agency is scaled and it is very big and you don't have the ability to possibly have direct contact with your models once a week. Hire somebody that can. Hire 2 people that can. Hire 3 or 4 or 5 people. All they have to do is just have a meeting with your clients. Now, a lot of the time these clients are going to have, or models are going to have an issue, let's say on a Monday. They're not going to bring the problem up to you on Friday. So it is your job to be on track of that. Be transparent. Let's say you noticed something was wrong on Monday. You need to be the one that reaches out to her and lets her know, hey, we got this covered. We see the issue. We see that the chatter was doing this and it's wrong and we're going to fix it. Be transparent. Otherwise, they're going to completely explode in your face and it's going to be a much bigger deal than it ever was. So be transparent. Let them know what you are doing, why you are doing it, how you are doing it, and let them in on some of the strategies. You don't need to gatekeep strategies from your models because they are already coming to you to do it because they don't want to do it themselves in the first place. Let them know what you are doing, be transparent, build a relationship, and I can promise you the likeliness of them leaving is going to be a lot lower than if you do not have a relationship with them at all. The fourth biggest mistake that I see people making, not being adaptable. The adaptability in this agency is something that you need to, one, conquer, because it's not, this is an industry where there are going to be so many fluctuations, there's going to be so many changes, and if you are not able to adapt to the current changes, and this means, marketing acquisitions, this means clientele, this means competition, this means, so many different variables, and if you do not have the ability to adapt. Let's say you are working on a TikTok marketing strategy and then out of nowhere this TikTok marketing strategy no longer works. This doesn't mean just give up. This means figure out something that is going to make the strategy work once again, because if you just keep giving up, then you are going to at some point be left with nothing. If Twitter gets patched, Instagram gets patched, TikTok gets patched, and Twitter and Bumble, then what? You just give up? Absolutely not. You adapt and you identify a tweak in the market or a turn in the market, and then you continue to pursue whatever you were doing. Trust me, none of these marketing acquisitions are going anywhere. If you have the ability to just adapt, then you are going to be fine. The fifth biggest mistake that I am seeing these agencies making is their credibility. A lot of you guys are worried about, all the models that you're trying to close, okay? You are worried about trying to have 100 models instead of having results. Now, if you don't have results, then what's going to happen? Any model you take on is going to leave you. And then what are they going to do? Once again, word of mouth, they're going to tell all of their friends how bad of an agency you are, how unprofessional you are, and how awful you are at getting results. And now you just closed a ton of doors in your agency. Nobody's going to want to work with you. This is why it's important that you actually get good at what you do and you become a credible agency before you go and you try to find unlimited clients. If you are just simply not good at delivering results, whether it's chatting, account management, PPVs, marketing acquisitions, whatever it may be, if you are not good at it, then you're not going to get clients. It is all a part of building your foundation. If it's willing to be given to you, it will. So get good at what you are doing, and then I can promise you, so many more models are going to want to work with you. So many of your current models are going to tell their friends about you. Stop worrying about having a ton of models if you cannot even handle one. Please be credible, build a strong foundation in your agency, get good at what you are doing, and I can promise you, the models will come. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, drop a sub, turn on post notifications. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you do have any questions or concerns or anything, join the Discord down below and you can ask away. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and peace out.